about 3 weeks ago on the part of the Chartered Insurance Institute of Nigeria. We brought together every arm of the industry under a maiden edition of the Insurance Week. And what were we trying to achieve?
You're welcome to the Economy and Politics Conversation. I'm Ottoabasi Abasiekong. This edition will discuss NIIRA 2025 as a catalyst for an inclusive Nigerian insurance sector. Recently, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu GCFR took a significant landmark step in accelerating the growth of Nigeria's insurance industry, assenting to the Nigeria Insurance Industry Reform Act 2025. It presents a huge opportunity to align regulation and practice in the insurance industry that should boost the penetration level and the contributions to the gross domestic product, which is below 2%. At the recent third edition of the Employee Assistance Program Summit, powered by Citizens and Scraps Consultants, I engaged the President and Chairman of Council, Chartered Institute of Insurance in Nigeria, Mrs. Yetunde Ilori, to look at the opportunities the NIIRA brings to the industry and, by extension, the economy. I began by asking her about the state of the industry and how the Act will impact the overall industry and its operations.
I want to say to you that one of the best things that can happen to the insurance industry is the accent to the Nigerian Insurance Industry Reform Act that has just been passed or signed by our President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, GCFR. Is a wonderful thing. It's going to bring about transformation. Before now, we were operating under the Act, Insurance Act of 2003. 22-year-old acts, you can, with the various changes that we've had within the economy and within the financial sector, you can be so sure that there's no way that act will have continued to drive expected transformation in the insurance industry. So the signing of it is one of the best things that has happened, not just to the insurance industry, but in fact to the nation as a whole. And for me, apart from driving transformation within the financial sector, it's also going to help the nation as a whole. Insurance is the backbone of any and every economy. And so all that we need to do now is to create the awareness around it and for people to know that anything that they regard as an asset to them, they should insure. And I want to say it's not just enough for the government to pass the law, it's also for the government to lay the example and ensure all government assets should be insured, even to the extent of even the personal stuff at every level. And then we'll see the transformation that we're expecting. One of the good things in there is that the expected capital of the companies, has been raised, whether for the people doing just general business, which is non-life, or in some climes they call it P&C, or the life, or even the reinsurance. The entire capital for all these entities are raised. And by the time we comply, and we're actually given time to comply, and because it's something that the industry itself has been expecting, I don't think compliance will be an issue. So we're likely going to see some a kind of mergers. We're going to see new acquisitions. And honestly, with NICOM, the regulator there, I do not have any fear that compliance will be an issue. It shouldn't be an issue.
With the advent of emerging technologies, I was curious to understand how the NIIRA 2025 will position the industry to adapt to the changes.
Well, will technology, you agree with me that nothing is static? Things even across the globe has changed. And so with the insurance industry, technology is something that we have embraced. And now InsurTech or digitalization of the insurance business is something that has been on. What the regulator has just done is to put together guidelines so that it's not, it's not like going to be all commerce business, and it's something that has to be guided, especially to protect the interests of the citizenry. So it's a welcome idea. It's something that is going to work. Looking at our population, and in a population where almost 50% is youth, They are no longer dealing with, there are people that live on their phones and they are digital beings. And so we need to approach them and get them whichever way, let them assess our business, whichever way they consider easy and suitable. And that's what I think that's us done.
Awareness is very critical to increased adoption of insurance in the country. And Mrs. Ilori explained how the industry will drive it.
That's a very good one, because about 3 weeks ago, on the part of the Chartered Insurance Institute of Nigeria, we brought together every arm of the industry under a maiden edition of the Insurance Week. And what were we trying to achieve? Collaboration and education. We believe the public must be empowered. They need to have enough knowledge to take a decision, because what you don't know of the benefits, you won't even take any action. So that was a huge success. The Insurance Week was a huge success. It was not just CIIN, that is the Chartered Insurance Institute of Nigeria. Also, we have the brokers under the platform of NCRIB. We have even ELAN. Those are the people, our loss adjusters, and even the agents, ARN. We all, and the NIA. NIA is the umbrella body of the companies. We all came together. The support was enormous. The regulator was not left out. We all came together and we had that Insurance Week. Yes, we might not have covered everywhere, but we try to be everywhere. And we've just started. It's something that is going to be institutionalized, and we are even craving for individual adoption, so that, everyone has the message, and you are just telling everybody whatever you treasure, you should treasure. And for that week, we said insurance for all, securing the future of Nigeria. That was the theme of the program. So it's not just CIIN, the NIA, the NCRIB, ELAN, ARN. We're all together.
Looking at the Act, she highlighted the opportunities for enhancing products and services to deepen the penetration level of the insurance industry and improve financial inclusion.
The health insurance, as much as insurance companies own insurance health management organizations, is under a different regulation. Same with social insurance, which is under NSITF. But there is a a kind of mind rubbing, and we should all be seen as one. By the time everybody is saying the same thing, whether under the social provision, whether under the health management, whether the one under the core insurance, there's no way we will not get there, because what we are targeting, and that's why under these various, especially the health insurance and the insurance, you have even the micro insurance, the micro health, the one that is driven by technology. So it's like trying to get to the grassroots, reaching out to the informal sector is enormous. And that's why even during the program, we try to work with ASBON, Association of Small Business Owners of Nigeria. They were having their conference, and it was something that we said to them, that you are even vulnerable, and whatever you cannot afford to replace when you lose, you better insure. So insurance is for all. We are ready to secure Nigeria.
An interesting feature of the NIIRA 2025 is the provision for sub-regional and regional expansion, and the president of the CIIN elaborated further on this.
Well, the interesting thing is that already we are collaborating, because we have, first of all, the African Insurance Organization. We have about 52 countries that are across the continent that are members of that organization, and the number is still growing. And so we come together annually to see how we can collaborate, with our laws, so that, because even across the region, where you have similar laws, where you have similar standards, it's not going to be difficult for anybody that is going across the border to operate their business. And don't forget that it's after this, the free trade zone agenda, we're not left out of it. We have a working group, and we are being educated, and we are being encouraged. And by the time we are recapitalized, you wonder what you need to do with your capital. So that means, it's not just waiting for other people across the continent to come to Nigeria, because we already even have some foreign investors here. So why not people from Africa, and why not Nigeria go out there? We say we are the giants of Africa. We already collaborate together, whether under what we call WICA, which is for West Africa insurance association, company association, or whether under African Insurance Organization, we already collaborate at different levels. So maybe underwriters, regulators, they come together under the supervisory agenda. And so we're already working at it, and it's not going to be a problem at all for people that choose to go. Because, I mean, there has to be a sense in going. We haven't even scratched the surface in Nigeria. So let's do it in Nigeria before we now begin to. There are companies outside there, in Ghana, in Kenya, there's some other companies that are already out there. But what I'm saying is that we even want to ensure that we get enough to contribute more to the GDP of Nigeria, and then going out there. I don't think there's anything inhibiting us. As long as any company going out can comply with both the rules over there and the local rules in Nigeria.
I asked Mrs. Ilori what the insurance industry outlook for the remainder of 2025 was and how the sector will contribute to economic growth.
With the enactment of our law, with the support that we are receiving from the presidency, we are not left out of his $1 trillion agenda. We're even supported by the Federal Ministry of Youth Development by saying we need to educate within a short time 1 million youth. Number one, to get them to understand insurance. Number two, to provide employment for them. So we're not left out of the $1 trillion agenda of the president.
Very insightful conversation with the president and chairman of council of the Chartered Institute of Insurance of Nigeria, Mrs. Yetunde Ilori. The signing of the Nigerian Insurance Industry Reform Act 2025 marks a new chapter for an industry that holds enormous promise of catalyzing the financial services sector, stimulating economic activities, and deepening the capacity to insure all critical sectors of the economy. It is expected that this will enhance regulation, reposition insurance companies that can pay premiums on time, and boost the contribution of insurance to the gross domestic product of Nigeria by over 3% in the next 2 years. That will be all for this edition of the Economy and Politics Conversation. To our viewers, if you want to get further insights on this conversation, visit the ProShare website displayed on the screen and our social media platforms to engage further. Till we come your way again, enrich yourself with the knowledge of socioeconomic developments around you because it is a wise thing to do. I'm Ottoabasi Abasiekong. Thank you for watching, and bye for now.